The Telltale Heart by Edgar Poe.
The story begins with the narrator addressing the reader, vehemently denying that they are mad. They claim that their heightened senses, particularly their acute hearing, are proof of their sanity. The narrator becomes obsessed with the old man they live with, not because of any wrongdoing, but because of the old man's vulture-like pale blue eye. The narrator is fixated on this eye and becomes convinced that they must kill the old man to rid themselves of it. For 7 nights in a row, the narrator sneaks into the old man's room at midnight, watching him sleep. They are careful not to wake him because they only want to commit the murder when they can see the open eye. The tension builds as the narrator waits for the perfect moment, describing their stealth and patience as further evidence of their sanity. On the 8th night, the old man awakens in the middle of the narrator's spying. In the darkness, the narrator can sense the old man's fear. They hear the old man's heart beating loudly in his chest, a sound that grows unbearable for the narrator. Believing that the neighbours might hear the thudding heart, the narrator becomes frenzied and kills the old man, smothering him with his own bed. The narrator dismembers the old man's body and hides it under the floorboards of the room, confident that they have committed the perfect crime. They are proud of their cunning and meticulousness, certain that no one will ever discover their secret. The next morning, the police arrive, responding to a neighbour's report of a shriek heard during the night. The narrator welcomes the officers into the house with confidence, even leading them to the old man's room. The narrator's calm demeanour initially convinces the police that nothing is amiss, but as they continue to talk, the narrator begins to hear a faint, rhythmic sound, like the beating of a heart. The sound grows louder and louder, filling the narrator with dread and paranoia. They become convinced that it is the old man's heart still beating beneath the floorboards. Overcome with guilt and terror, the narrator snaps and confesses to the murder, screaming that they cannot bear the sound any longer.